Uh, Come on, darling. The mother's screaming like crazy. Darling, I love you, darling. Mom, I can't
If
do
you
it.
look at the stock market today, everything looks normal. The S&P 500 is hitting record high again. Investors are acting like the global energy crisis is over. But here's the truth. What you see in financial market is very different from what is actually happening on the ground. There is a huge gap between investors' optimism and real-world energy supply problems. Reality versus market illusions. In the markets, people believe that conflicts in the Middle East will end soon. So whenever there's news of ceasefire, stock prices go up and oil prices falls. But in reality, things are not stable at all. For example, even after ceasefire, talks between Israel and Lebanon, tensions continue. Iran has taken aggressive actions like seizing ships and controlling trade routes. This is not just a normal situation. This is a high risk conflict affecting global trades. The biggest problem is happening in the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow sea route carries a huge portion of the world's oil. Right now, it's almost like a war zone. Ships are being attacked, some are being stopped or seized, others are trying to escape secretly at night. Captains are even turning off GPS systems just to survive. Imagine this. Only a few ships are able to pass safely each day, while hundreds are stuck waiting. This has created a massive traffic jam in the ocean. A dual blockade situation. Both sides are controlling the water. Iran is blocking certain ships. The US Navy is also controlling movements. This has turned the area into a dual blockade. At the worst part, many private ships are not getting protections. They are basically on their own risking their lives. Why this is dangerous? Earlier the world had some buffer of oil supply, but now the backup supply is almost gone. So even if peace happened today, the damage is already done in a huge amount. Experts says the market may not fully recover for years. Why the US can't fix it quickly? This question's always haunting. Normally the US would increase oil production to handle this, but US oil companies are refusing to increase output. Why? Because the market is too unstable. Oil prices are changing rapidly based on political tensions. Now companies want to invest billions in such uncertainty. Impact on daily lives. This crisis is not just about oil, it affects many important things. First, aviation fuel. Europe produces only about 70% of fuel it needs. If supply problems continue, flights could become more expensive or limited. Second, helium shortage. Countries like Qatar supply helium. Helium is critical for MRI machines in hospital, semiconductor manufacturing. This is no alternative for helium. So this is a serious risk for healthcare and technology. Now, if we think about global supply chain breakdown, this is a bigger picture, a darker truth. Because ships can't pass through the usual route. They are taking longer routes around Africa. Shipping costs are rising, delays are increasing. Even the Panama Canal is getting crowded. Oil shipments are getting priority, while food supplements are delayed. Food crisis risk. This is where things get really serious. Modern farming depends on energy. Natural gas is used to make fertilizers, and large amount of fertilizers passes through a Strait of Hormuz. Now fertilizer prices are rising sharply. Many farmers can't afford enough fertilizer. This means lower crop productions, higher food prices, risk of food shortage. The energy crisis is slowly becoming a food crisis. If we think about Europe's big problems, Europe is facing a double pressure. Less oil supply from sea routes. Second is reduced pipeline supply from Russia. For example, Russia has already disrupted some oil flows. This makes Europe highly vulnerable. If we talk about economic impacts, this situation is similar to the 1970s oil crisis but in some ways worse. Yes, modern economy use enemy and energy more efficiently today, but there's a new risk. A financial market are already very expensive. Inflation is rising again. There is a very little safety margin. Even small stocks can cause a big problem. If we think about long term changes, this crisis is changing how countries think about energy. Now, energy is not just about climate change, it's about national security. Countries are moving toward electric vehicles, renewable energies, nuclear power. For example, China is rapidly increasing EV adoption. Inflation and everyday impacts. Inflation is rising again in major economies. People are paying for fuel, food, transport. This is like a hidden tax on everyone. The big lesson. For years, people believed that global trade prevents war, but the idea is now breaking. The crisis shows trade routes can be weaponized. Cheap technology like drones can disrupt a huge global systems. Even powerful navies can't guarantee safe trade. So, what is conclusion? Conclusion is this: the biggest takeaway in this whole video, what you see in the stock market is not the full story. Behind the scenes, the global economy is under serious stress. The systems that move energy, food, and goods around the world are fragile. And once they break, they can't be fixed overnight. The real question is not whether the crisis exists. The real question is this: are we already too late to stop its impact?